Hey, how everybody doing today, man?
Doing
What's
pretty
up,
good. What's
bro?
going on? What?
Yeah.
It's all good, man. I want to give a special shout out to Gold Coast, man, my guy Mizzo and Joe. I want to give a
What's up,
special
man?
what's good? How you doing? You good?
What's
Man,
up,
I'm
bro?
great, man. How you, man?
We good, man. Good. I want to give a shout out to Sterling, man. Appreciate you for
What's
coming
up,
through.
y'all? What up?
Joe.
Positive
Girl,
energy.
what's up, bro?
What's up with you, big dog? Good to see you again, man. Yeah,
Same here, same here. Love, love.
yeah,
Indeed.
yeah.
I want to give a special shout out to Wall Street. How you doing, Wes? You all good? You there? All right, all right. I want to give a special shout out to my guy Beezer, man. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Bees?
Peace, peace. How you doing? Peace to everybody.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
Peace.
I want to give a shout out to my brother Jamil Davis. How you doing, brother?
Man, life's great, man. How's it going, bro?
It's all
Bill,
good. It's all
what's
good.
up, Bill?
What's up, bro?
All right. So now that we got that out the way, man, I wanna go right in, man, to this guy, man. He's one of those special artists, man, that when I ride through the city, I'm always in the inner city. I'm always in the inner city, 55th, Superior, St. Clair, Wade Park. I'm always riding through those areas. And I see these murals everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And especially Ward 7, and it's lit up with murals. And I know who's responsible for like shit, 90, 80, 100% of those murals is my guy Beezer, the artist, man. So he's here today with us. And my goal is to connect Beezer, the artist, with the Moca Museum, man, because I visit the Moca frequently, and I see the exhibits in there, and every time I look in there, I just see Beezer's paintings in there. Like I can vision that. So that's my whole goal. And go ahead, Beezer, you do your thing.
I appreciate that, man. I like to practice visualization myself, so hopefully I would love to be in the Mocha Museum. But yeah, to start from scratch, my name Brandon Graves. I've been painting for 11 years. 7 of those 11 years was in prison. Quick little story, real fast, how I started painting. Um, I first got locked up, and I didn't want to do anything wrong when I came home, so I was trying to figure out a way to make some legitimate money. So I started writing a book about my life, another fictional book, and I ended up like, dang, I need a book cover. So I'm just doodling, just not even really taking it serious. And then like, dude looked over my shoulder, walking past my bunk, and was like, man, that's hot. Like, can I get that as a tattoo? Because they tattoo in jail and everything. It's a whole lot of talent in prison. Like dudes make tattoo guns out of like devices out of a CD player. Or they just grab stuff from everywhere and put it all together, and before you know, you got a motor. So boom, I'm drawing tattoos for dudes and everything, and I'm still writing my book and everything. And then like dude named Steven Knowles, I'll never forget him. Stevie, he was like a famous artist in prison. He was a tattoo artist, a painter, and he had gave me a canvas and some paint and some brushes. It was like, man, just give it a shot. So I gave it a shot, man, and I came up with this. This is my very first painting that I ever did before in life.
Yeah,
This
that's dope.
is Caesar, I still got my name right there. So this is like my very first painting that I ever done in my life. This is March 2010, and that's Obama. It took me 3 days to do, and it's very special to me, man. So to sum it up, I never finished my book, and art just consumed my life. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really know my purpose yet, but it consumed my life, and that's all I was doing. It took me out of prison. You know what I mean? So I started looking at my life a little different though, as like time went on. I'm like, yo, I could really do something with this, but I wasn't really too serious about it. But I got to an art class in prison. It's called visual communications, where you learn all the mediums, you learn everything. Like, is my screen frozen?
No, you good.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah. So I joined visual communications, and it was just a great experience. I learned all the mediums. I learned how to draw, paint, calligraphy, and like everything that I learned in that class is like with me today. Like for example, earlier today, I had to do some calligraphy and some wordmanship, and in this business, and it's easy. It's like second nature. And that comes from being in prison. So everything that I learned in prison is really applied to me out here, and it's kind of like freaked me out, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I actually wrote a bunch of stuff down in prison, and everything I wrote down so far has happened. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I went to the hole for a cell phone or whatever, you know, long story. But anyway, well, I was in there for 90 days. And while I was in there, I got like I had a celly in the hole. And he just was irritated with me. He just thought I was just going crazy. But I was trying to keep from going crazy, honestly. I'm just writing down ideas. I just try to stay busy because nothing to do in there, you know? So I'm like halfway through that book, man. Everything has happened that I wrote down. It's like freaking me out. So, but anyway, so this is my piece right here. This is Obama. So that's the story behind that piece. That's how that piece was made, you know? So let's move over to my Tupac right here. Let's scoop this up. Did y'all get a good look at that Obama, by the way?
Yeah, we got you. Yep.
Yeah,
Beautiful work, bro.
Yeah,
sure.
that's my very first piece, man. Very sentimental to me. I would never sell it. Unless you, never mind. Got $1 million or something. But here is my Tupac piece. And this resonates with me a lot because we all know Tupac, man. He's a special dude. He carried us through our culture, man. He was one of those guys that really gave, you know, that really cared about us, you feel me? So he was trying to bring us up all in one, you know, as a community, as, you know, he was a real leader. And I put him, he's like, okay, how can I explain these flames? He's like, what's the word I'm looking for? I want somebody articulate. Wall Street. I know you got the word from, but I can't get it out of my mouth. But I got the chakras in here. If you could see them, because I was studying the chakras and everything. So you know, it goes
Right,
down
over his head.
the stomach chakra. You see, I got that in
I got this,
Yeah.
like kind of yellow. What'd you say?
I said that's dope.
Nice.
I'm rocking the 7 chakras bracelet right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
man,
Yeah.
that's dope, bro. Yeah.
And moved up to the heart chakra. I got the little green right there, and then I got a little blue on the throat chakra,
Okay.
and then crown
Okay.
chakra. I made it a pyramid, you know.
Nice.
You know, it's like, you know, it's like the universal. I got the galaxy going around his head. And how can I forget why I painted the flames? That's crazy. But all in all, I love this painting, man. And I'll never sell it either, you know. But I make
Love
copies.
it, man.
But yeah,
I love it, bro.
thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I love that.
Yeah, that's good work right there, my G. For sure.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So yeah, that's basically how I got going. And where I am now, it's like basically I'm in my studio, which was manifested by my thoughts. I believe truly. It's only up from here, man. I'm doing murals all over the city from Superior to 55th. I got connected with a councilman known as Bashir Jones. He saw something in me and just like rolled with me. We rocked out for a minute, you know. We still rocking, but you know, he's a busy man, and I support him what he got going on. But I'm here, man. I'm busy, and this is what I do for a living, man. This is my passion. I'm rolling with it.
All right,
Let's
Beasley, I
go.
appreciate that, man. I appreciate
bro.
that.
Thank you.
All right, man. Again, that was Beasley, man. Brandon Graves, man. Very talented artist, and like I said, I always envision you and your paintings, man, and your murals inside of, you know, the Moca Art Museum and every art museum across the world, man, because I believe that you deserve it. Like I said, when I ride through Ward 7, it's just lit up. And I love it, man. So I appreciate you. And let's tap into the discussion.
Thank you.
All right, Corey. Ready?
Do you want me to play that video?
Yeah. That leads right into the first question.
Now, let me talk about elementary schools for a minute. You know, nationally, they predict prison populations on the basis of third grade achievement. So people who are falling behind in third grade are more likely to end up in our criminal justice system. And we have to address that challenge.
All right, so that was Toni Preckwinkle, man. She's a politician from Illinois, and she said that the third grade reading scores was being, prison populations was being based on third grade reading scores. And I found that question, I mean, and I found that to be like, kind of crazy, man. So
Right.
the first question that we're going to go to is, how do you feel about prison populations being based on our kids' elementary reading levels? Data research says a student reading at a level by the end of the 3rd grade is 4 times less likely to graduate from high school on time, and 6 times less likely to be from a poverty neighborhood, from a poverty community. How do you feel about that? And we're going to go with Gold Coast first, so we're going to go with Mizzo.
Well, no. I don't, like me personally, far as that, like I don't know, like she doing the research, I'm not. So, but I believe like in a sense, yeah, it's set up like that. You figure like in a poverty-stricken neighborhood, the child like is already like just in a disadvantage. So if they go to school hungry and everything, still you're not learning, you're not gonna pay attention. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm not, me personally, I don't place the blame just on one thing. Like it's, if you're gonna say this, what about this? It's a whole counter effect to that. Like, yeah, like if you in a disadvantaged neighborhood, what else is it for you to think about and see? Somebody telling you to do good, but they doing bad. You feel what I'm saying? Like all the hustlers and D-boys, like little dude, don't be like me, but it looked good. It looked good not to be like you, bro. What are you talking about? You feel what I'm saying, though? So now I go to school, you don't really want to be there. You're already hungry. For some people who were disunfortunate, they was going to school hungry, or they was going to school with messed up clothes. You going into school, not even thinking about school. You feel what I'm saying? You're thinking about leaving school. Everything that's on your mind is not even school. It's like, man, that's a lot of us. Was a lot of us, and still going on now.
Right. So, yeah. So many problems before you even get to school.
Like I didn't mean to get like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was on question, but it kind of like led off of the question. Though. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of problems before you even go to school. You got to address the problems before you even make it to school, before you even go to the school, and then to address that problem.
All right, let's get some feedback from Joe. Joe, you there?
You got to unmute it, bro.
I'm sorry. You hear me?
Yep, real good.
Walt, could you just say that question to me just one more time? I just want to hear it.
Okay, I'm only going to read the beginning of the question because that's really what it is. It said, how do you feel about prison populations being based off our kids' elementary reading levels?
Well, I feel like that's terrible. It's like a slap in the face. I feel like, to me, that's like a project, you know what I'm saying? That's like, the fact that they even basing on that, and the fact that we the white mice that they playing with in the lab, you know what I'm saying? That's real a slap in the face. But the crazy part about it, the reading levels, I mean, when you look at it, man, when they say stuff like that, and then the results, and when you look at the prison and the resources in the prison, it's like a sad truth, you know what I'm saying? It's not nothing good that you hear, you know what I'm saying? But the reason I say that, is because I was in the prison system at one time, and when I was there, you know how you get a job while you there or whatever, you know what I'm saying? People do it a porter or whatnot, due to the fact I had a GED, I was a tutor. You know what I'm saying? I was able to go to the little school or whatever, help the teacher. I was a tutor helping people read or whatnot. And, it was like some of the saddest stuff I'd have seen when it was grown men older than me, 40 years old, 50 years old, and they can't spell cat, and they can't spell dog, or they can't write it. You know what I'm saying? And, the class that I was tutoring in, it was like basic, like, it was like A, I, B, but, this is how we was doing, but, I'm tutoring like, gangsters, gangbanger leaders and, killers or whatever you want to call it. Everybody ain't sense. And it was just like kind of crazy to me that they was under a 3rd grade level, you know what I'm saying? And this was, I had four dudes I tutored. 2 was black, 1 was Spanish, 1 was white. You know what I mean? And they was all over 40. Well, they was all over 35 for sure. And none of them could read. You know what I'm saying? and they was in prison. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when I hear stuff like that, you know, it bothers me to hear it. But then when you see it and it's kind of like a truth to it, we give them their truth when when we end up in the places like that. Not saying, it's their fault or whatnot, but I've been on, I hear that when I'm out here, but I've been on the other side and I seen it too. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. But out of them 4 dudes, I helped 2 of them actually learn to read. You know what I'm saying? That was cool. You know what I mean? But it was just sad to see because it was a classroom full. You know what I'm saying? Classroom full of grown men that didn't know how to read on the basic level. But they knew how to commit crimes. And, it's sad to say it was, predominantly Black in that classroom. You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking on experience, but how I feel about it when I hear it, of course, it's embarrassing if they even be talked about like that.
Appreciate that, Joe. What about you, Sterling?
And that's a good question, Walsh. Knowledge is key. The lady is right to an extent, but we cannot forget about what are these? You have to hold these kids' attention span. So you saying about the third grade that you are already you putting a statistic on these children saying that they're not going to be able to make it in life by 3rd grade. That doesn't make sense to me.
That is crazy.
You're already putting a stigma on these children by 3rd grade that they are not going to graduate and finish high school. So what can we do in these classrooms, to hold these children attention in 3rd grade? They're children, they're still learning. You have to catch their attention. Maybe one is a visual learner, one is a hearing learner, so I just I just don't get the fact how we could put that stigma on the 3rd grader, because by 5th grades are different, by the 8th grades are different, by the 10th grades are different, and then I didn't get caught up until 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. We had a proficiency test. I was passing 4 or 5 of them: math, science, English, you know what I'm saying, social studies, a whole 9. So we need to, what about when you get 16? You know what I'm saying? Now the influences of the streets are really heavy on you. You know what I'm saying? It really got your attention and you really intrigued. Like Gold Coast said, I've been to prison. You know what I'm saying? And dudes in there couldn't read. Where you got to help them read their letters. You in the cell when they're like, can you sound this word out for me? You know what I'm saying? But we cannot put that stigma on these children at 3rd grade, man. They got so much life in them. It's like you putting that negative aspect on them already. So what did you expect them to be? You know what I'm saying? I just feel that, we it go back to us. You know what I'm saying? I said that Walter the other day. It take us, man. You know what I'm saying? All of us to really change that narrative, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't put that on the child in 3rd grade, Walter. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense, man. The child got so much room to grow. We still growing. You know what I'm saying? So that's my answer, bro.
All right, Beezer.
I feel like it really started with the community, the household, but more importantly, it's like, for example, you got, I'm gonna use like a good suburban neighborhood where there's no trauma, there's nothing to really worry about but school. And the kid in the suburbs, he sees his parents, the father, suit and tie, go up, kisses his wife on the forehead, goes off to work. He sees the mother, she's handling her business in the household, she's doing everything right. He goes outside to play, there's no broken glass or no fiends running up and down the street, no violence. They don't, a child isn't supposed to see trauma or drama or anything bad, you know what I mean? So in the inner city, they see that. So it's like their mind is not occupied with playing with Batman or G.I. Joe. They're worrying about grown-up stuff. You know what I'm saying? Getting caught up in the mix, getting in trouble, or getting influenced at a young age. So I feel like we need to change the community in order to even kill that the 3rd grade thing is crazy. You know what I'm saying? At such a young age to even go through that, I feel like if like we was to like kill all of that somehow, some way, someday, like slowly but surely, I feel like we wouldn't even have that situation where someone would go on a panel and say that we know that by the third grade that I know he's going to prison or he's going to make it. Like that does sound insane, honestly. So
let me say like I'm kind of like jump on what you're saying. Like, yeah, like we gotta kind of kill that. Like the question you asked me how I feel about when she say that. I kind of feel sorry because that she even has that platform to even be speaking on us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That kind of makes me feel like we lacking. Like she got the platform to just run this narrative. Like that shit. I mean, my bad. I mean, but that might not even be true. You know what I'm saying? And what she's saying about these third graders and this, they read the levels, but she controlling the narrative because she's speaking these so-called statistics. You know what I'm saying? They always cause say if our reading levels was good, would they even say that? Would they even say our reading levels is raw or these kids is, they might be making it to college, you know what I'm saying? They, a lot of times they lie and they switch it up and they spit that out there. So when you hear that as a kid, it make you feel stupid, like, wow, we on our way to prison if we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, damn it, I gotta see him reading and, and a kid might feel discouraged, you know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got an A, but it's the platform, you know what I'm saying? Because if we had that same popular platform and she was over there talking about our kids' level of reading, but we over here saying, no, our statistics read different. You gonna be a king in a minute, bro. Don't listen to what they saying. It's them platforms, the stage is everything. You know what I'm saying? When you on the stage, you got the light, and when you in the crowd, you listening to the light. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, that platform is everything. So like you said, we got to kill a platform and develop our own.
For sure. Let me get into the last panelist on this question, and then we move on to the second question. But yeah, I forgot to even give my guy a proper introduction, man. This is Jamil Davis, man, best-selling author, man, great poet as well. And I would like to get your opinion on the last question.
All right, cool, man. Thanks, man. Thanks. Value our perspectives and feedback, man. Everything that y'all said so far is very valid. You know what I'm saying? But in regards to the statistics, man, it is true. But however, we do have the power to change the narrative, as we have already mentioned. But I also feel that it is BS. You know what I'm saying? It's BS that we are in a situation. The fact of the matter is, you know what I'm saying? These kids that are already in the third grade, as well as those preparing to enter the third grade, and those who are currently incarcerated due to the third grade performance, they are all not aware of the systematically oppression or the systematic design to put us back in slavery again and again and again. It's just like the modern day slavery thing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like happy children being born into slavery, not knowing they are slaves. You know what I'm saying? So we have innocent children, mainly Black children and Latinos, being programmed by adults to be slaves to this horrific, system for economic gain. And for me, that deeply, it saddens me. You know what I'm saying? But what people don't know, that I am the correctional officer. You know what I'm saying? Not the lockdown or go to your cell or don't do this. The actual correction officer, which means we have to reprogram the mind. You know what I'm saying? So I have so much good rapport with all my brothers. There's no pod that I can go in and I don't feel comfortable. I don't need no man down button. I don't need none of that. But however, talking to the brothers, they do have a third grade reading level. But however, it's my job to inform them of the trap that has been created for us to fall in. I took the same question when you sent it to me ahead of time, Walt, and I took it to the pod, bro. I took it to the pod and I asked these brothers this question. I'm like, man, how y'all feel about jails and prisons being built based off third grade reading performance or academics? They're like, man, that ain't true. They doing that for real. I'm like, yeah. So I don't have a lot of time here to break it down because we got to go through the panel. But I actually took 12 hours, 8 hours, 7 hours to talk to the whole group pod about how this stuff plays a part. And starting with the school system. The school system, for one, is not designed for us to fail. So if we go back to the drawing board, in order to make enslave, you had to destroy the mind, keep the body. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing. So you start breaking their mind at the age of what, 9, 10?
Third grade.
3rd grade. That's when they start breaking the mind. But we're gonna make you physically strong, but mentally weak, so we can control you from here on out. So, however, think about the teachers in our environment, the teachers in our that's in our schools. They ain't here to help us. They here for a paycheck. Think about some of these teachers. You know, think about how many Black teachers you had, and what role did they play? So whether you have a Black male teacher, he's either in art, music, or gym, mainly. If you had a Black female teacher, maybe she was probably teaching social studies here and there, or English, or home ec, or something like that. Majority of the rest of the core classes was taught by white people who don't want to be there. And they don't want to be there because they thought when they got this prestigious degree that they're going to be able to go back to their hometown and teach people like them. But however, they didn't fit the criteria. So the only skills they had was education. So they came back to our neighborhoods for the job. And not just for the job, because it's systematically designed, because they knew that we as a people would not turn to them for support. The same people who oppress us day in and day out. The same people who poison us with vaccinations. The same people who rob us of our healthy foods from our environment. No grocery stores. Who put in all this fast food and stuff in there. So a lot of stuff is put in place to cause us to fall behind in school. Again, let's destroy the mind and let's keep the body physically strong so we can farm them out as slave labor. So when they do go ahead and go to jail or whatever, I can get free labor out of them. You know what I'm saying? Think about when they are incarcerated, bro. There's more guys that's working out than that's reading or trying to read or trying to learn or trying to develop. So when they get out, damn, bro, you done got big. But what about the change? What about this? So we spent X amount of time on here working out, getting our chest together in our arms, but not strengthening this. So with my approach with corrections, man, I actually do the correcting. You know what I'm saying? So while you working out and pumping your iron, bro, let me go ahead and inspire you to write that book. Let me go ahead and inspire you to write that poem, to get your creative juices going. Let me educate you. Let me show you why this TV is on right now. Let me show you how they misrepresenting Black people. You know what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and carry the narrative. So it really saddens me because the statistics are true. But however, this is the system that they created for us. It's called a project. You know what I'm saying? It's an experiment that they wanted us to be in. It just so happened that we are the white lab rats that they are experimenting on in order to keep their agenda alive. So I feel that what we can do is, like, again, you know, continue to inspire people with our art, with our clothing lines. Like Sterling said, figure out what people learning levels is. You know what I'm saying? You may not be a person that know how to read, but bro, you can watch pictures, you can listen to music, you know, that's form of education as well. And also we gotta get to the point and realize that, man, English is not our first language. You know what I'm saying? So if we struggle with it, you can't be upset because you don't know the English language, even though you was taught it. But my brother right here, he very artistic. So he communicate his feelings and his expression by painting. So a teacher may misinterpret his level of education because she don't know how to teach in a way that he know how to learn.
Right.
So she has a teaching deficiency.
True.
He don't have a learning deficiency. She got a teaching deficiency.
She got teaching deficiency.
You know what I'm saying? So these things are put in place, and then however we allow these people who are in the schools to manipulate our minds to make us believe that our kid isn't intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to take the initiative and, you know, go to school, get what you can while you can. But however, when you get out, man, we're not doing no homework.
Man,
We're gonna learn life skills. We're gonna learn about money, you know, finances and insurance and all that, building your own brand. We don't do no homework at home. You know what I'm saying? Because if I went to school, right, and I did it the right way, but I'm still in the same trap or still a victim to the same vicious cycle, what's the point of going to college?
Right.
You know, I'm one mistake away from turning in my uniform or my author career to be just like my brothers who's already in there, who ain't never come out, or those who already experienced it. You know what I'm saying? So however, what I can do, or what we can do, is teach this vicious cycle early on to our brothers and our sisters, and mainly our brothers, man, because we make over 80% of the population.
absolutely, and that's from the inside. Like, you know, Jamil, like you said, he's also a correctional officer, man. Like, so that's coming from the inside, and then we got brothers who also been in there from the other side. So it's like,
Yeah, for sure.
I like to have both perspectives. And it's crazy because our conversation, y'all, you know, we got to take a Q&A real soon. So I'm only going to have to give like one more question. Our time goes so quick when we doing it. No, it's all good. It's all good because I wanted to get the best answers for each question. But we're going to go into one more question. And short story for me is that it's this kid that lives right next door to me in the projects. I stay over on Kennard. And his mom, and he's a young kid. He's always in trouble. He's very bad, right? And I found out that he couldn't read. And just recently he was in a county. I mean, he went down to the juvenile county. And the grade he was in was the 3rd grade. And he just got in trouble for breaking in houses. And it just tripped me out. Like, that's why I was like, the statistics sound crazy, but when you really look at it, you be like, hold on, this might be true. And it's like, because you see it, right? So that was my thing. And that's why this question, I led with this, and it's very important for me. But let's tap into this next one.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So we're going to tap into this next question, and then we're going to get everybody's answer. Then we're going to open up for Q&A.
All right, cool.
All right, so we're going to try to shorten our answers up on this next one, but, you know, we tap into the Q&A, and then all right. Okay, so this next question is, most schools across the country now have police presence on campus on a daily basis. And most states require educators to report students' misbehaviors to law enforcement, which puts students in contact with law enforcement at an early age. How do you feel about that? Share any personal experience, run-ins with the law enforcement during school? Do you need me to repeat that, or is good?
You good?
Good.
All right, so let's go in our order. So we're gonna start with Joe.
Well, yeah. Damn, I do need you to say it to me one more time just to begin it.
Okay, I got you. I'll repeat it one more time.
One more time.
I say most schools, you ready?
Yep.
I say most schools across the country now have a police presence on campus on a daily basis, and most states require educators to report students' misbehavior to law enforcement, which puts students in contact with law enforcement at an early age. How do you feel about that? Share any personal experience or run-ins you had with the law enforcement while you were at school?
Well, I feel the way I feel about it. You know, I feel like it's a target thing too. You know what I mean? Like, they got police in certain areas for certain reasons. You know, all due respect, stuff be happening. You know what I mean? But the fact that they put them around kids so young, I don't agree with that. Like, everything is by design to get them to get used to it early. You know what I'm saying? Like, the similarities with law enforcement and schooling and school and prison is just so close to me. Like, just being there, it's like the walls in school look like the walls in prison. You know what I'm saying? You got a rec yard at school, you got a rec yard in prison. You know, you got to walk to lunch, you get these trays. It's like all these similarities, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like when they put the policeman at the school, you know, it's kind of the same thing. You know, he's watching the yard, he's the CEO of the school, and you know,
thanks.
And you know, you that close to maybe getting put in handcuffs if you being too bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, kids get to see that. It's like, you know, that I don't like that, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, they trying to introduce you to, oh yeah, okay, the fact that like when your kid gets in trouble, you get reported to law enforcement. You know what I mean? That's like just beyond crazy. You know what I'm saying? They just trying to set you up or prepare you for, you know, what they got coming for you. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel it's by design in a sense in certain cases. And they go too far with it because they want so fast to get your child caught up in the system. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about. Another name in the system, that's another check, that's another go around for everybody to get paid. And why not do it on these Black people's expense? You know what I mean? And you know, they either so quick to have your kid in the juvenile system or giving your kid some type of medical treatments, you know what I'm saying, just for misbehavior, when the classroom is absurd anyway. Like you said, the teacher's not passionate no more, you know, due to their lack of skills or whatnot, and their lack of being paid, you know what I'm saying? So that the whole thing is just misconstrued. So, you know, that's my take on it right there. I feel like they preparing you for, like, you know, trying to control you in senses. You know, you step out of line, there's a police right here, you can go to jail. You know what I'm saying? When kids hear that, it bothers them, I think.
Man, great perspective, bro. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you got the flow, Mizzo.
I mean, basically, Joe said it all, but I do want to say just being on just in the opposite seat, like far as like when I was in school, like, you know, like I don't know if they did, if they had to, they didn't have to, but they, you know, we had to call the gang unit on us. That was the police, basically. Just even with the truancy stuff, you skip a school, we gotta run from the slave masters, or they gonna catch us. To take us back to somewhere they not even helping us at though. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like I be very emotional and passionate, so like certain things I can't even express what I really want to say and how I want to say it, especially like on certain platforms. So I'm gonna just say that and just pass.
I got you. I got you.
Hey,
Let's go.
let me say one quick thing real quick though. I just remember something quick little thing in school. I remember like I was one of the kids that kind of used to get in trouble a lot at school, and I remember coming through the school door. We had a security guard / cop guy. And coming through the door, me and my friends, we used to get picked out of all the kids and be like, come over here to the side. And they would stretch us against the wall and they would search us up and down, you know, act like we had weapons and stuff like that. And they used to do this to us in front of the other kids who didn't get in trouble like that. And I'm just thinking about how far that was back in like 4th, 5th grade. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but Joe.
And now I'm so used to it. Like, you know, getting searched, I'm just used to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's just crazy how that just, you know, kind of mentally.
Let's go with Sterling. Let's go with Sterling. So let's kind of wrap it up. Like, let's go with Sterling. Let's get some.
Yeah.
Come on, we got to be brutally honest, man. You know, police were set up to do what? Catch slaves, right? So to this day, they're set up to what? They're getting the school system because they're there to patrol, but they were set in place to catch slaves. So having a police officer in the school system in a predominantly Black school, it creates fear. Because in these neighborhoods, what are they doing? They are killing African-American men and women. You know, so these kids are seeing these police officers coming to their school. So it's already a fearful mindset to say, oh, I gotta tense up when I see him. Can I say hello? Can I speak? Is it okay to walk a certain way? And you know, these officers are not even a part of the culture. They're not even from the area. So even they are tense. They are in fear. It's like fear against fear. You know, this burning fire of fear. You know, it just. And then when I was younger, you know, dealing with the police, it wasn't as severe, you know, but I had my situations to where I got caught with marijuana in school, you know, and they called the police up. You know, why are you calling the police up for some marijuana? Y'all could have just flushed it down the toilet, gave me my suspension, and that would I could have went about my business. But y'all want to go to the furthest extent is to send me into incarceration. You see what I'm saying? Lucky the cops was like, okay, we just go throw it out, give them a suspension. But what if they would have been some a-hole cops? Or we go take you downtown, young man, no matter the amount of weed it is, you know? So it's just in those schools. They need it because you got a lot of school shootings. So the police are needed in these high schools and middle schools, but it does create a sense of fear for people that look like us being in these schools because the people that are patrolling do not look like us. You know,
but also Sterling, man, ain't no school shootings happening in the Black community.
Exactly, it never happened.
It ain't happening at all.
Never
happened. I
happened.
wanted to say that, but I didn't want to. It was on my tongue to say that, but
that's okay, man.
All right, let's go with Beezer. Beezer, you there?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. From Joe on down, it's pretty much verbatim. You know what I'm saying? When I had the same input. I feel like that was a great analogy, man. When you compare the prison system with the school system, how the walls are blue and dull and stale, and you got the lunch trays and the food sucks, and you got police on, you got to go through a metal detector, and it's like grooming you to go to prison. You know, go back to that first question where they say, you know, 3rd grade to know where you're gonna be. It's like they're grooming you, man. And I'm just gonna end it at that. I know we're on short time, but y'all said it all, man. It's sad.
All right, Jamil, let's get closing.
Hey, I'm with them, man. You know, the system was never designed for us to succeed. You know, if you take time back from the segregation era, Jim Crow, we had white schools and Black schools. That was white schools, that's a white system created for Black students to attend, and it wasn't for us to thrive. You know what I'm saying? So, like other brothers said, you know, it's systematic design. You know, so the schools work hand in hand with law enforcement. You know, the principals, the secretaries, the guidance counselor, they work hand in hand under this vicious cycle. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say, like, you know, ain't no homework at home. We got to teach life skills like early. You know what I'm saying? We got to expose them to the stuff immediately, because I'm an example. I did it the right way, and even doing it the right way, it's what I ain't getting nothing from it for real. I had to go to the drawing board and reprogram my mind to unlearn what I have been taught, which was the miseducation. You know what I'm saying? So the schools in our community go hand in hand with the judicial system, which is designed for us to fail. And I know this perfectly because being a public figure and a speaker, I taught at the Quincy facility. You know, they kicked me out. Why did they kick me out, man? Because I'm giving my brothers something that they never had before, bro.
Right.
They ain't want that, man. They ain't want them to learn mindfulness thinking.
So
And that's
look,
that's what I taught. I taught mindfulness thinking. They
It's all a business, man. It's
Yep.
all a business, man. We
look,
are a
fellas,
business, man.
man, I know, look, y'all, I know we can go in on this topic. That's why I picked y'all, man. And, you know, man, fellas, we can touch bases on this. We need to link more often and touch bases on these things outside of these platforms as well.
Sure.
But we have such a short time, and I wanted to just give 10 minutes off to the participants who was in the chat. And I know I see Wendy Moore, if you're still there, she has a question. All y'all guys can kind of chime in on this, and we can kind of close it out on this. But Wendy Moore says, how do we create a space to share this knowledge with communities? How do we collaborate with community stakeholders to create a space for new additional tools to occur? Lastly, how can we support the panelists to take this conversation to the community? I'll start with, we'll go from the back to the top. So we'll start back with Jamil.
All right, cool. So we got how do we create a space to share this knowledge with communities? All right, cool. So they say if you want to hide anything from Black people, you want to put it in books. So we don't like to read. All the information is there. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the local library and find most of this information that we discussed. It's there. You know, we just reiterating what has already been spoken about on large various platforms and everything. Let me see what else we got. How do we collaborate with community stakeholders to create a space for new educational tools to occur? We didn't have community town hall meetings. We didn't have these same various discussions over and over and over again. We are in the information age. And within the information age, we have the ability to educate ourselves, given the resources that we got. My man Beezer taught himself how to do painting and be an artist. That's self-taught. I taught myself how to write, taught yourself how to do music, and so forth and so forth. We are no longer in the industrial age where we have to depend on somebody to be successful, to be efficient. Those years are long gone where we need to work 30 years to retire and be professional. So we go to these school meetings and these school boards and community stakeholders. They are part of the problem. Whether we see it or not, you know, they are part of the problem. So we argue, we fight, we picket, we protest, we do all these things all the time, and they just turn a cheek. You know what I'm saying? So for us, I think it's each one teach one type of thing, you know, grasp who we can and share their wealth with them. And let's focus our attention on who we can help instead of just, you know, arguing and complaining about those same people who created this system for us to fail in, you know?
All right, let's go with Beezer.
Well, can you say that one more time? Sorry. Question.
I got you. No problem. How do we create a space to share this knowledge with communities? How do we collaborate with community stakeholders to create a space for new educational tools to occur? And lastly, how can we support the panelists to take this conversation to the community?
I think, you know, I feel like it's got to be like a group effort thing. They gotta want to be engaged. They gotta want to be able to help. You know, we gotta find a way to make them want to help. You know, it's so many distractions out on the street corner for the young ones that I feel like maybe the next generation should maybe step up and go outside, do some footwork, and just get interactive, you know, try to get some kind of economical structure within ourselves, and it grows, because economics is like a good thing to have, and it's an interesting thing to do, because, you know, when you're making money within the community amongst each other, people are going to want to engage with, you know what I'm saying, with each other. So I feel like, you know, economics could be a strong thing. What was the other question that I had?
So the other question is, how do we get, I think you kind of answered the community stakeholders, but lastly, how can we support the panelists to take this conversation to the community?
We got to support, share, grow, reach out. Just like my man Jamil said, you know, we do the, we do the town hall meetings and everything. I feel like it's got to be more active. You know, I think we got to be more, these Zoom things are pretty good too. We just got to reach out, you know, just keep reaching out.
Okay, all right, so let's go with Sterling. Sterling, you there?
I think he muted.
Unmute, Sterling, unmute your phone.
Man, my bad. I know we're not able to do much with the corona going on right now, but we got to continue the groundwork. Everybody here is a leader in their rightful position in their community, and everybody here has a following. And when I say following, I mean that's not nobody's following you, but we have people that look up to us, people that look at us, and we have created the movement of change. We have to continue to do the groundwork, man. You know, and they will eventually, and the right people, you know, the other cultures will come to us because they will see the groundwork that we have been committed to doing in our communities. You know, we have to start thinking about self a little bit more, man. Not being selfish, but selfless. You know, we have to continue to do the groundwork because, like my dude L said, you want to lead by example, man. And I think us leading by example will set the trail of change, man. And that's, you know, we need as much help as we can from other outsources, you know, but we have to help right here with us. It start right here with us, man. You know?
And that's what?
And that's positive energy, you know?
My
dog.
All right, let's go, Mingo.
Yeah, like you just said, we gotta create it. Like nothing gonna change if we don't create it. We gotta create the change. You see what I'm saying? Like he was saying, find out what everybody's strong point is, and we attack it like that. You know, we can't, like he said, we can't worry about the people who ain't with it. Worry about the people who is with it. In due time, it's gonna be a time when you ain't gonna have a choice but to be with it. Cause you know, a lot of stuff just looking silly now, man. Like I think we done got older and just the same drag. Like, come on now, when is we gonna be held accountable for the reason we not in the position we supposed to be in? You see what I'm saying? So it just, you know, coming together and do us the right way.
Let's go, Joe, for the last remarks.
Well, like he said earlier, man, you know, it's the footwork, man, you know, because it's the footwork, it's the effort, and I feel there's got to be some type of investment, you know what I'm saying? We got to come out of our pockets to fight the other distractions, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's the platform, man, because, like, you know, the kids, if we talking about the kids like that, it's the distraction. The community and the kids is the distraction, man. We got to be able to fight the distraction. You know what I mean? We got to fight fire with fire. And you know, it's about the platform with the community, man, getting out here on foot. You know what I'm saying? Make it appealing to them so they can, you know, they come get some understanding. Because, you know, everybody else, you know, everybody getting a little money right now, everybody getting distracted. You know, we got to figure out a way to, you know, to get them, you know, on point, but we got to make it appealing, make it real appealing to them. You know what I'm saying? And as far as like the stakeholders or whatnot, you know, I'm always big on being organic, man. You know, I don't be liking handouts. Like, if you can't understand what's going on and you don't understand what we're talking about, because to me it's elementary. So if you're in the position to help and you ain't helped yet, man, we ain't trying to holler at you, bro. You know, we organic with ours. You know, we not no weak dudes. We strong men. We strong mind. We gonna figure out how to do this ourselves, because that's what it takes. You know, I ain't really with the reaching out because it's been too long. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who in certain positions, y'all ain't did it yet. If y'all don't understand it, we shouldn't have to keep having these council meetings and these board meetings and we saying the same thing. and y'all go spin this off. You feel me? I ain't with that. So I never really was with that type of movement. You know, I'm more organic with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we can figure out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the people on the panel, what you mean? What panel you mean?
This panel right here.
Oh, this panel? Okay, yeah. Well, as far as this panel, man, we like keep doing stuff like this, man, and keep trading our ideas, you know, trade resources, man, and just build the links, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just what it's all about, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we could do these Zoom meetings, man. I'm with this like all the time, man. We can link up at certain places, you know, cool talks. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? The trade, it's all about the trading, man, the interlocking, you know, the bigger everything. And that's just what it is. So we got to just make the chain strong, man, and keep these links going. And, you know, and that's what's up with it. That's, you know, that's where I'm coming from, man, you know?
All right, y'all. Man, I'd like to give a special shout out, man, to Jamil Davis, man. He's an author. He's a great poet, and he's also a correction officer, man. He has best-selling books out as well, and that's Jamil Davis, Cultivate Minds. I like to give a special shout out to Beasley, man, a wonderful artist who, like I said, every time I drive down, I see a mural of his, and it just makes my day better. You get what I'm saying? I'd like to give a special shout out to Sterling, man, the founder and creator of Positive Energy, motivational speaker. And I'd like to give a shout out to Gold Coast Entertainment, man, which is Joe and Mizzo, community leaders. They big in the Glenville community, doing grocery giveaways and everything. So, you know, all we got to do is continue to link, man, and continue to do this. I'd like to give a special shout out to the ladies that was in the chat room, which is Rashawn Bunton, Wendy Moore, Kim Coleman, and Tanisha Head. I appreciate you guys, and anyone that I missed, I apologize, but it's time to get up out of here. And I'm Walter.
Yeah, big shout out to you too, though, Walt, man. Big shout out to you too,
Putting this together. Appreciate you, brother.
Oh, man.
Big Walt.
For sure. And I'm Walter Patton, create art, not violence. And my goal is to connect the inner city with the art museums, man. Let's keep it going, y'all. Much
Yes,
love.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Love.